Well, nothing says summer like a little barbecue, especially when ribs are on the menu. Cooking up a storm in the CI kitchen is our very own meteorologist, Jacob Dickey. All right, Jacob, I love me some ribs.
Oh,
But
yeah.
You know what? I've never heard of ribs in a crock pot.
You know, this is a nice, quick and dirty way to do it because let me just say this. If you at home are someone who doesn't have time, maybe the grill is something that takes a little while to do, and you still want the great taste of ribs, use your slow cooker because this is great. Now, this recipe comes from my mother-in-law, actually, and she came up with it and shared it with me, and she made it for us. And it is so good. And so I've made it here, and it's going to be really delicious. To get started, first off, we need ribs, right?
Yes, of course.
So I'm going to go with the big boys, right? We want the big boy ribs here. These are the big ones. And you can cut these up into pieces and put them in your crock pot. And so this is actually a 6-pound one. I really like the ones from Sam's Club. They're delicious. You know, they'll work. But you can go to any grocery store, whether it's 4, 5, 6 pounds.
You got the whole big thing.
Yeah. And you could probably do beef, too. This is a pork one. So this one fits in my crock pot. What I've done is I've cut it up, and I put it inside. And you'll see they're kind of stirred around a little bit in there. But they're ready to go for us for our next step. And inside there, notice that liquid?
Yeah. Okay, this is the elephant in the room, the Coke sitting there. Why is there Coke?
I have put actually a couple cans of Coke in there, and Coke is a really great marinade for meat. The reason being, and there's actually a scientific reason behind it, is when you have Coca-Cola has a pH of 2.7, lemon juice is a pH of 2, so it's very acidic. But it's not so acidic to where your meat dissolves, but it will help tenderize it, and so it makes it great. Also, the caramel flavor in Coca-Cola adds some great flavor to it. So.
Now, do you find that cooking in a crock pot, you know, ribs, I feel like they can be dry sometimes? You know,
the key is in the crock pot, you got to have enough liquid in there to keep the, keep the humidity up, keep it with moisture and whatnot. So if it's sitting in broth, it's sitting in Coca-Cola. I did 2 cans just to make sure it was sitting in there, and it works out great because you saw how full that was. So they're going to be just fine. Now, okay. This is the next step. Somebody says, well, aren't you supposed to have ribs be crunchy and they're supposed to be covered in barbecue sauce? There is a step about 20 minutes afterwards where once these are done, these have been cooking low and slow, 6, 7, 8 hours all day long in the crock pot. You know, come home at lunch, check them, or, you know, you just leave it there and it'll be just fine. Or if you have to do it in high, maybe you've run out of time, or you're like, oh, I got to feed it some, you know, we got guests coming up. You can do it on high for 4 to 5 hours and it'll cook them too. The last 20 minutes, then we're actually going to take some of these ribs out and put them on my sheet here.
So you said this was 2 cans for that full slab?
That's 2 cans, yeah. You can do 1 can and be just fine. I just use 2 because I like to make sure I have enough liquid in there. Yeah. Hey, look at the, you know, they're cooked.
That is super, like, juicy.
Yeah, they're good to go here. So I got a couple on top. This is the next step here. We actually have the oven on behind me at 400 degrees. If you want to grill them too, you can put them in the grill for 15, 20 minutes. We're going to do the oven. We're just going to lather. Maybe, if I have enough barbecue sauce in here.
Now, I've also heard, would this still work, you know, dry rub with ribs? Like the dry rub? Do you think you would do dry rub, or would you stick with sauce for this recipe?
Because I'm cooking it in a crock pot and there's so much moisture, a dry rub would almost dissolve in the liquid there. And so if I can get enough barbecue sauce here, I ran out by accident. Somebody ate my barbecue sauce in the back. Somebody's having wings, I think. Kevin,
oh, no. Well, at least we have one slab.
Yeah, we've got one going here, and I've got more barbecue sauce on the way, so it'll be fine. We're just going to cover that with barbecue sauce there, and use extra. You load this down with barbecue sauce. Use your favorite one, whether it's Sweet Baby Ray's, it's Casey Masterpiece.
Can't go wrong with
it's the store brand, whatever you want. You're going to put the barbecue sauce on there, and then we are going to stick it in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes.
Do you flip it, or you just do one side?
Just going to do one side for right now. When I get more barbecue sauce, I'll flip it, so you can stick it on those sides. But once you got it covered in barbecue sauce, top, bottom, front, back, left, right, up and down, stick it in the oven there for 15 to 20 minutes, and it will come out delicious and ready to go.
And that's done. So once
that's done. Yeah, that's just going to allow that barbecue sauce to almost, you know, caramelize and you know, get that nice gooey, messy, you know, finger looking good type of ribs.
Finger looking good. So, that's the key. So good. Well, this sounds like a really easy recipe that just about anyone would have to.
It really is.
Leave it in the crock pot.
I get it. 4th of July is coming up. Listen, I don't have time. I got so much weather to do.
Plus, who's gonna know?
Yeah.
Bring them
who's
out of the oven, say you grilled these up
and you know, you come home and your sweetie's gonna say these are delicious and ready to go. And maybe like me,
over the grill all day.
Maybe like me, you know, the son-in-law. He's like, oh, these are so good. I want the recipes. So we'll have it on the website here coming up.
Well, now it's even on CI Living. That's a major brownie point.
So these are Lori's Crockpot ribs.
Well, they're good, Lori. We love them. We're excited to learn more about them in just a bit. Thank you, Jacob. We're going to have him stick around. And as always, he posts his recipes on his Facebook page. We will also have it for you on CI Living's website as well. Coming up on CI Living, if